Making a little bit of progress, but I still have like 19.
Operation Enron 2.0. Okay, folks at home who are just joining us, you see a black screen right now because I have once again failed to plug in the instructor HDMI. I'll fix that momentarily.
You can have everything on this.
All right, folks. So here we are, where we left our heroes last time. Let's settle down. I know we're all excited about JT's haircut, but
Yay!
Do you think anything's gonna happen tomorrow?
I don't know. I don't know.
Jihad. Day of Jihad, apparently.
I don't
He's
know.
like, in regards to what? So I was just like,
Okay, yeah. So for those of you who aren't tracking, the folks. Well, actually, let's just pull it up.
I think I may have just started some different topics.
It's okay. It's all right to get into this kind of stuff. So if you have anything to do with the Department of Defense, you probably got some sort of notification today. This is not the actual. This is, let's go. Is there something on DHS.gov? See, they usually, okay, here we go. Embassy.gov. We can work with that. Come on, folks. There we go. Oh, this is in Tunis. We're not in Tunis.
You trying to say we're not into this?
Yeah, we're not into this. Okay, we'll deal with Newsweek. How do you find a Newsweek article that just is supposed to be linked? Okay, ask Ark Valley Voice. I don't know where that is, but they're quoting DHS, so let's do this. The National Terrorism Advisory System, an alert system of the Department of Homeland Security, is maintaining its warning that the United States remains in a heightened threat environment. DHS issued that alert status in late May 2023. In light of the horrifying terrorist attack in Israel by Hamas, a democracy that is a close U.S. ally, a reminder of that warning is appropriate. As Colorado and Chaffee County head into the 2023 election season, DHS reminds us that lone offenders and small groups motivated by a range of ideological beliefs and personal grievances continue to pose a persistent and lethal threat to the homeland. Both domestic violent extremists and those associated with foreign terrorist organizations continue to attempt to motivate supporters to conduct attacks on the homeland, including through violent extremist messaging and online calls for violence. Okay, so that was a couple of days ago. And regarding October 13th, Friday the 13th here, the National Desk is reporting the former chief of the terrorist organization Hamas is calling for neighboring countries to join the war against Israel. The call has gained attention on social media platforms and in some cases being referred to as a Hamas Day of Rage. As the war continues to escalate in Israel and the Gaza Strip, calls for violence against Israelis wherever they may be is also escalating, causing concern that the violence may spread elsewhere. CBS 2 has been in contact with the local field office of the FBI, and they sent us the following statement. While the FBI does not have specific and credible intelligence indicating a threat to the United States stemming from the Hamas attacks in Israel, we're closely monitoring unfolding events and will share relevant information with our state, local, federal, and international law enforcement, blah, 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 blah. So what this doesn't say is that somebody called for October 13th, which is tomorrow, to have specific violence. It's probably more related to troops and Americans who are living or stationed in places that are not mainland America. That doesn't mean that some people might not try to plan some stuff for here. I don't think that Huntsville is going to see,
I think it's like LA, Chicago, and New York.
we really don't have, tons of Muslim people running around. There are some. But I just.
It was like a top 10 target, though. Like
What is?
Huntsville was apparently, and I was like,
Well, Huntsville is the top 10 target because it's the second largest research park in the United States and the sixth largest in the world.
We're like hard.
And we do a lot of stuff here that people don't know about. But
same thing.
I think Redstone Arsenal.
oh, it'll probably take a while to come.
So I have shown you guys my Vladimir Putin ID, which somebody that we know has used to get on many military bases and has tested security at many military bases. And this military base here is pretty secure.
Wait, you Redstone?
Redstone. Pretty secure.
Yeah, very secure.
Depends on where you look.
As far as getting on base, you can get on base, but
You need to know stuff.
yes,
Yeah,
right.
definitely.
They're not just letting any geek off the street come in.
I don't know. I've met a
Okay.
geek that just walks in.
I have a question on, something non-computer related.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. The assignment, I believe, we were talking about that before you got here. It looks like it's part one, part three. Is there part two somewhere?
Let's find out.
Did I totally miss something? Because that's possible.
I'm gonna have to do duo. No. Whenever you think, hey, either DJ messed up or I'm misunderstanding something, it's typically DJ messed up.
DJ mess up. Never.
Typically, huh?
Yeah. Typically DJ messed up.
He's never made his mistake. What do you
There's
mean?
not Dawson this time.
Well, I do have a policy of always blaming Dawson, but
There you go.
See, this is where the Dawson Did No Wrong Foundation comes in handy. Anybody would like to donate to the open source software supporting? I don't even know. what
It's
to
okay. We
say.
can blame John instead.
Yeah. You know, when they were replacing that lock on that door over there, I was like, Dawson didn't do it. They're like, Dawson who? I said, never mind.
No, it's not Dawson's
Hey,
fault. It's
that's
John's
thanks to the
fault.
That's thanks to the nonprofit Dawson Did No Wrong Foundation. My Bitcoin wallet just DM'd me for that.
Or you can blame me for being a crazy chief of security.
Yeah, you should have controlled that, man.
What are they gonna do? Put another Master Lock 141 on there?
I'm sorry,
I
sir.
thought about actually. Oh shoot, we're recording.
We're recording.
My bad.
I don't want this video to be subpoenaed for evidence.
Sorry.
All right, so let me switch back and display the instructor
That's
PC.
what a criminal is like.
Okay, so let's dig into this. Linux and Bash. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Assignment.
Oh, wait, there it is. It's up there.
Microphones pick up whispering. I'll just watch it later.
Oh, you got
This one, part 1 and part 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does part 3 say?
There's no way they could tell.
Yeah, okay. So part 2, for those of you who might be wondering, part 2 is you get an actual AWS machine that's out there live that's getting attacked by Chinese bots, and you have to go and grab the auth.log file from it. So I did not assign that part 2 because I need to change this so it doesn't say part 3. All right, so I don't want to confuse people.
You should borrow this from your 570 or 477. Sorry, I know you don't like.
I would-
reference your
I would-
grad courses.
I would never do that. Oh, by the way, I talked about splitting up 401 and 501
Mhm.
and got it approved. So I'll now teach 401 in the fall and then 501 in the spring.
The big question is, what is going to be the content difference between 401 and 501?
501 will have much better dad jokes.
Doing the masters.
No, I'm just
Doesn't matter.
I will.
I'm sad I am going to.
Yeah, you will.
You only know if you did.
All right. So sorry, thank you for pointing that out. So the part 2 is to build the bash script. So what I'm thinking is once you guys have a bash script that will parse these logs and print out really pretty what I'm looking for, Then I give you the live box, and you'll add code you'll add code. So you put an IP address and a username and password as arguments, and that will go out, log into the box, get the auth.log file, process it, and write a report. So I think that's a kind of a pretty handy utility. So I haven't assigned the second parts yet because I want to see how long this takes. And I still want to get to the part where we're actually looking at config files because I think that's a really handy thing to be able to go in and check some configurations. So,
That's good.
all right. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Glad that got changed. Okay, so when we last left our heroes, we had solved one of the problems, and that was how can we pull a list of the IP addresses that tried to log in as root on our system, right? So we were able to do that, and I told you that we just need to change one little thing on this line. And if we change one little thing on this line, then that gives us another one of the 4 tasks that we're trying to do. Did anybody figure out what we need to change?
Root to Ubuntu.
I'm very sad that nobody else spoke up about that.
Yeah. It was.
Are we, so was this assignment not to also expand the message repeated?
Oh yeah.
Get those into account?
So the message repeated.
I didn't do that because there weren't any.
I thought there were.
I think there are some for root, but not Ubuntu.
Yeah.
But I still left that piece. So I caught basically what we're doing here. If it works for root, it's going to work for Ubuntu. So you just go in and change it. And I left the loop in there just in case I'm provided a file where
I just saw them for root, so I didn't.
Yeah, so like what Keith is getting at is what you're looking for is you're looking for one single process for these. That little module that you create that expands the message repeated stuff, you want that to happen for every one of these queries.
I turned it in without it.
It's okay, right? I still love you. You're gonna be fine, right? But in the long run, for the marathon, like for your little checkpoint, you're okay. But you want to make sure that you're expanding that log aggregation for every step of this, because in this particular file it didn't have it, but when I give you guys different files, it will, right? Well, I shouldn't say it will.
it might.
It potentially could have repeats, right? Every one of these 4 things we're looking at could potentially have repeats.
No.
I also didn't see this is just me probably being dumb. It happens a lot. With the question of counting how many unique IP addresses tried to reconnect, it didn't make sense to expand the repeated because it's not counting the repeated attempts, is it?
We want attempts, yeah. So if you look at this, what are we printing out?
Oh, so I did the complete wrong assignment.
That's okay. Again, I still love you.
Off.
No.
All right, so this is, what are we doing here? We're counting what IP addresses tried to log in and how many times they tried to log in.
Okay. I read the assignment completely differently because I'm a little.
Well, I could have.
No, it's not you, DJ. Let me be the problem.
I'm the official scapegoat of this class. You cannot, you are contractually obligated to allow me to take the blame. All right.
So one other issue that I ran into, maybe it'll be helpful for other people, is when I was expanding the repeats, because I put that loop in there for the Ubuntu users, and there weren't any, it wasn't creating that file because there was nothing to put into that file. So when it was trying to use it, it didn't exist. So I was getting an error. So I had to also put in an additional statement that was, if this file exists,
Yes.
then copy content or append contents in. So that was another issue I ran into. So I wasn't getting errors.
That's a very good tip, right? Putting in those kind of checks is really good. So how many of you have taken Python programming or are currently taking Python programming.
Ooh.
Have you ever heard of a try-catch?
I have not.
Are they teaching you guys that?
I've had a try except.
Our
Yeah, I think
professor
that's
taught us
right,
like
yeah.
C
Oh.
or something instead of Python.
What'd you say?
I've never. I've used try in my loops. Is that what
Is
you're
that
talking
try
about?
accept?
Yeah.
I mean, I learned how to do try.
Yeah,
except
so-
I mean, Code Academy,
so
Code
trying-
University stuff.
Yeah, so trying stuff, if, I think, when it throws an error, you can catch the error, right? If you have something that you think might have an error, instead of letting it shut down your whole program, you can catch the error and print the error out.
I mean, he's
I've been doing that. I just didn't know that's what it was called.
I would say, just make sure that you have robust programming that's not gonna break when you have unexpected input or unexpected results. So like Keith is saying, check to make sure, before you say remove a file, check to make sure that that file exists before you do anything with something that you're supposed to be creating while you do this. Make sure that it's there. And eventually, you're going to want to check and make sure that a file, like if you were really writing this, you would want to check and make sure that this file is actually a log file, right? Because right now what you're getting is expected input. But if I made a file, a text file, and called it I always blame Dawson .text or whatever .log, and then you try, or if I call it auth.log and you open it up and it's a text file that says I always blame Dawson, and then it's a picture of Dawson causing the fighting over in Israel right now, then your program is probably going to break because it's not really set up to process pictures. And so eventually, if you're going to make a commercial product out of this, you would want to check to make sure that it's actually a log file, that it has the fields you're expecting to see in there.
Because I also, the one I've been working on for the end of the class, because I figured if I did everything you wanted me to ahead of time, I'd be fine. But I figured that was wrong. After today, I did the wrong problem. But I've been making it also be able to accept CSV files. Is that okay?
Fine by me.
Okay.
So I'm not going to prescribe exactly how you have to do things. I just want you guys to make a good product that you're learning how to do scripting with, and you're learning some cybersecurity things with Linux. Because I want you to get into a job interview, and I want you to be able to talk about this. And if you've actually done this programming, you talk to somebody that's actually made the program work, and they've got the battle scars to prove it, right? Like, oh crap, I didn't realize that this was this kind of thing, and it took me 2 hours to figure this part out, right? So those are the kind of great conversations that you can have in a job interview. And also, I want you guys to make GitHub pages or repositories. I want you to have stuff on there, because that's very impressive when you go look at somebody's GitHub and they've got cool crap in there. It's well organized, right? Okay, so last time we figured this out, how to find the IP addresses that logged in as root, or tried to log in as root and had an invalid password, right? Failed password. So if we hit enter, we see these numbers, right? And so if we change root with Ubuntu, that's just changing the username. Then we can hit enter again, and this is what we get. So one quick question, why is this not organized so that the highest count is at the top?
Can you go back to the command?
Yeah.
again.
Can you run the command again?
I've got the command,
Yep.
and I run it. Here it is.
Oh, it's sorting from lowest to highest. We've got to reverse that sort.
Yeah, if you look at the difference between the root, it's got an R there, and this one with Ubuntu doesn't have that R. So if we hit up, now if we hit enter, it's 10 and 8. Okay, cool. All right, so there are 2 more things that we need to do together in order to be able to get all the answers that we're looking for these files, right? And this is getting rid of the repeats. So you should have something that expands those repeats for you, right? And the way that I wrote this script, it actually expands the repeats in the whole file, and then stores that, and then and calls these commands to process on there to have the stuff that's pretty printed out. So let's take a look really quickly at the assignment, and I believe it asks you to get all of the IP addresses that tried to log in with an invalid username, right? So all I have to do here is just say invalid, right? And I'm good? Oops. So this should do it, right? The answer is no, right? So let's do let's grep auth.log. Oops, need to say what we want to look for. Invalid user. We need to put that in quotes because we don't want it to stop to think that after that space is another argument. And we need to do a -i because we don't know if invalid user is going to have if it's going to be capital or not. All right, and then we're going to send that over to less and see what we get. Okay, we got a lot of different lines on here. So we see, starting from the top, invalid user, EC2 user, connection closed by invalid user admin, failed password for invalid user admin. All right, so which one of these lines are we going to use?
Invalid user.
Invalid user admin, or invalid user with the username.
Yeah. So what is this thing here, this SSHD and then that thing?
Is that a process ID?
I don't know. Is it a process ID? Well, it just keeps going up until it doesn't.
I'd say that's a fair guess. That or socket.
Yeah.
But probably a process ID.
So it could be a process ID. It could be some sort of thread ID. It could be some sort of session ID. In other words, it's an ID of some sort. And you notice how these two have the same one. And it's pretty much the same timestamp. They're just a couple milliseconds apart. So do we need to...
Like a PID?
Well, that's what he said, right? And I'm saying it very well could be. But regardless of what that is, it looks like it's something that's tying these three things together, right? So what do these things all have in common?
Same user attempt, same IP address, same port number.
So this says invalid user, failed password for invalid user, and connection closed, right? So I don't want to count this as three things because this looks to me like the same attempt to log in with an invalid user. And if you look up here, you got this here, invalid user EC2, connection closed by invalid user EC2 user. So they apparently didn't try a password on that go round. But we see lots of these things that are failed passwords. So what does your assignment specifically say? A list of unique IP addresses that tried to log in with an invalid username. So then you have to decide, this thing that says invalid user EC2, is that a login attempt? We don't know. This isn't life or death here, right? So we're just trying to pick which one of these three we want to
Yeah, I would count
key in on.
EC2 dash user as a user.
So what we're saying is that this right here means somebody tried to connect with EC2 user, right? And this one here, somebody tried to connect as the user admin, and then it says failed password for this person, right? So we can just count these failed passwords and say this is a login attempt. This is what we're going to say as a login attempt. And then you could also look at this invalid user admin and say, well, this is what we're going to count as a login attempt. And I don't really care which one of these you want to do. But what I do care about is making sure that you don't double count things. Because these three things right here, that's the same event. And I should say. These events are all related. It's the same attempt to log in. So even though these are registered as three separate lines on this record, as three different kind of things, this is all the same kind of attempt to log in. So I don't really care for this assignment too much. I'm just making it up anyway. So I don't care which one you use. I would personally go for this one. Well, DJ, then we're going to miss if they don't put a password in. And I'm like, well, that's fine. Probably fine.
I went with invalid user just based off the text in your
Yeah,
assignment.
and that's perfectly fine too, right? What I'm getting at is there's not a wrong answer. You could do this connection closed, although here's the problem with that. We need to check and make sure that that's not going to show up anywhere else. So how can we do that? Well, we can look at this, and instead of doing less, we can grep now for, let's do a -I, for connection closed, and pipe that to WC-L and see how many lines say connection closed in this. 45. So if I now come back here, and look at all of auth.log to see how many times it says connection closed. $134. So that's probably not the right line to use. And in fact, let's pipe that to less and see what output we get if we do that. Ooh, that's going to be nasty, because look at this. Connection closed by authenticated user root. Yeah, we don't want to mess with that. All right, so if we look for fail password for invalid user. Oops. It's not going to like me. Got to tell it where to look.
You just, we were done for.
What do we do?
Our TV blacked out there for a second. You were doing too much and just can't keep up.
Yeah. All right, so does this look like pretty consistent input?
How come I'm not getting any repeats on any of them? Am I doing the wrong assignment?
On this one, I don't believe you're gonna get a repeat.
porn, it was you.
If you're looking for this, Grace.
No. Yeah. I
You get
feel like
any repeats for the root login?
I am not seeing any when I'm looking. But I feel like I'm just being dumb, you know?
4 seasons.
Okay, well, that can happen.
It happens a lot.
But you do need some repeats so you can test stuff, right? Okay. So we have about 40 minutes of class left. So I want to make sure we absolutely get through everything we need to do today.
Okay.
All right. So we have this grep-I failed password for invalid user, and we have 51 of those to process. All right. So we need to grab the IP addresses here and do the same thing that we've been doing. So I believe that you guys are fully equipped to be able to do this without me.
There's a file attached to this particular assignment.
So I'm going to ban Keith from this, but who wants to be DJ and show us how to put this line together to pull out the IP addresses of the invalid users, or the attempts to log in as invalid users?
How about Keith got it?
I already banned Keith and said he couldn't do it.
I was gonna say I can do it, but I don't know.
He's a professional.
I got the whole airplane zone. And 30.
Let's see.
DJ lights.
Who has the next birthday? Does anybody have a birthday in the rest of the month of October?
My dad.
Or are you gonna admit it?
No, I'm talking about people in the class.
Is your dad in the class?
Anybody have a November birthday? John, you have the next birthday. Therefore, you get to pick who comes up and sits at this table. Who has angered you? Make them pay. So then just pick someone
Don't pick
randomly.
me.
I guess, James.
Got him.
Rest in peace.
You're like, wait, I don't pay attention until I watch the videos. What?
I don't watch the videos.
Yeah, come on in. Come on up. All right. So what we're trying to do is we're looking at this auth.log file.
Oh.
And last class, we pulled out the IP addresses and then we sorted them and counted them. What we're looking for is the hard part's done for you. Have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat. Heavy is the butt that sits in that chair, right? Okay, so yeah, doesn't quite flow like heavy is the head that wears the crown, right? Okay, so what we're wanting to do now is we need to make sure that we can process this the way we want to. And the assignment is find out the IP addresses that try to log in via SSH using an invalid user. All right? So we need to take this. You're going to want to get rid of that less, right? We need to somehow pull out the IP addresses. So if you leave that less in there and hit enter, then that will let you look at the data. But if you already know what you need to do, go for it.
Let's see if I remember.
So tell us what you have to play like your DJ now. You have to tell us what you're doing as you do it.
I don't like your keyboard, first of all.
You take it up with SteelSeries.
I will. Okay.
SteelSeries is okay. Havoc is really
SteelSeries is built in.
So-
I don't like using Alienware.
I just started doing the said thing for every file I've been messing with because I've started to annoy me a little bit. Because I was doing a couple other files that weren't log files. I don't know if you've tried to make this input like text files or CSVs, but sometimes there's just a little bit more error in there.
So do me a favor real quick and type less and hit enter and let's see what this is actually doing.
Hey, just
Unterminated
oh, no.
substitute.
I closed it out. I don't know.
Q.
Q. Okay. Sorry, I don't use Kali. Yep. I kept the space. Is that the issue? Maybe. Yeah.
Okay, so what did you think you're doing with that command?
Oh,
I think I'm removing spaces.
Are you removing spaces or are you
Adding.
inserting
I'm
spaces?
inserting spaces, actually.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Right. So when you use set and you use the S for substitute, the first thing is what it's supposed to find,
Yeah.
and the second thing is what you want to replace it with. So right now
it's
you
right
have,
on my machine.
you have find one space and replace it with two spaces.
Hey, it's fine on my machine.
Your machine is special.
Yeah, I didn't do it like that. I'm just kind of like in the DJ seat, head empty.
Type in less again and let's check it out and take a look.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looking good. All right, now let's actually let's try something. Hey, I want to show you guys something. So instead of going to less, go back and then pipe that to something and call it try1.log. Try1.log. Okay, and then hit enter. Now hit the up arrow and get rid of the said stuff. And get rid of the pipe, and now hit enter.
wait.
Oh,
we're
try
gonna-
two. Call it try2.log.
I was just about to say, we're gonna just dump it.
Yeah,
on the bottom.
right.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. Is that the point?
Try2.log, enter.
Okay.
Okay, now type in diff space try1.log and try2.log. Thank you for using tab complete. I'm going to have a little tear of being proud. All right, so I didn't say hit enter yet, but you did. You just launched a nuclear
Okay.
missile without having approval from the president.
Okay.
How you do that? How
I'm
dare you?
glad.
Right, so what does diff do? It's not to be confused with Duff, the brand of beer that Homer Simpson drinks.
It prints what's the difference between the two files, am I right?
Yeah, before we do this, right, do me a favor.
Yeah.
And type touch. 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 Yeah. Type touch without an Arabic accent. Okay, there you go. Now just call it myfile.txt.
Yeah, do you have the one already done? No, darn.
Oh, wait, thank you, Sean.
Wow. Am I allowed to hit?
Myfile.txt, I hit enter. Okay, there you go. So that just created an empty file called myfile.txt, right? Now type nano space myfile2.txt. Oh, okay.
Oh, he's
All right. I told you the VI thugs would be here, folks.
At least you didn't
Now-
go to Emacs.
Do I
No,
need?
not that it'd be
All right. I'm not going to tell you what you have to hit to start typing, but I need you to make me a file. Oh, you know how to hit I. This guy's good. This guy's good. All right. So I need you to make a file. I just want you to say like this line is different.
I can't tell you how long it took me to figure out how to use it.
And then hit enter. And I want to go to a new line. Oh well, that's fine. All right, we're cool. Now do diff myfile.txt and myfile2.txt, and you do have permission to hit the launch button.
Did I type it out? Yeah, I
Yes,
did.
you did.
And I hate that.
Okay, so what do we see? Well, diff is a cool program, and it tells you what's different between files. So when it says that, what does that little greater than sign mean? It means the file that you put in second had this line in it, and the file that you had first did not have that line. Okay? So if we go back up to where you had diff try1.log and try2.log, and they were completely the same,
Nothing would be there.
there's no output. It says there's no differences here. So if you want to find out if two files are identical, diff is a really cool program or a little tool that you can use. Okay? Just want to do a little sidebar for that. Now, because that file is the same, that means that said piece is completely ineffectual for what we're doing right now. So should we just get rid of it?
No.
No, because if you're going to be running it through a loop, looking at every log in a file, I mean, some might have spacing differences depending on what program and who
You
designed it.
don't know which file you're gonna run this against in the future, and you don't know if that space is going to be a problem. So if it could be a problem, it's better to include it than not include
That's
it.
why you start saving
That's
your
right.
kids' child, like college fund before they get to college.
Or you
Yeah.
can put an if loop in
So
there. If you really want to
imagine you have a routine when you check into a hotel room, and in that routine is check for bed bugs, right? You go to your first hotel room, and you're like, hey, there are no bed bugs, so we should just get rid of this check for bed bugs part of our list. Is that a good idea?
Yep, that's great.
That's great. But what happens next time when you go and there's bed bugs? Well, you didn't check for them, so, ooh, you're going to have some itchy legs for a while. Hope they didn't get your
Normally
suitcase.
just like
Right?
guessing.
So we're going to leave that in there. And what if you guys remember from previous classes, that is important sometimes. Because when we're using space as a delimiter, when it inserts a double space to try to keep things pretty, when the date is a single digit, that's not what we want to have happen is we get off, right? We spent a long time trying to figure out what was going on there and fixing that. Okay, so please, I'm going to turn it back over to substitute DJ James and let him explain to you what he's doing as he types stuff.
So,
He's already like 10 commands.
Yeah, so slow down and tell us what you're doing.
so I'm just I'm cutting out. We've done it every other time. I don't know how to
So
say
the
it.
first part, what is that first grep? Before the first pipe, what are we doing?
For the first pipe. Grep. Oh, it's looking case not sensitive for failed password invalid user in auth.log.
Right. Any line that says failed password for invalid user is going to be kept, and it's going to, through the magic of the pipe, remember it's like that laundry basket, grep says, here's what I found, and then passes it over to sed, and what does sed do?
It's removing the spaces in case there are any. It doesn't really, if there's not a double space, it's not going to do anything.
So be careful because words matter. You said it's removing the spaces.
No, it's replacing the spaces with double spaces with a space.
All right, there we go. That's what I wanted. Because it's not removing the spaces. It's finding any double spaces that are in there and changing that to a single space. And we need to do that because we're using cut in the next line, and we're using space as a delimiter. If we have two spaces together, it's going to have one empty field, and it's going to make counts off later on when we're trying to pull information. All right, so go ahead and hit the Q button real quick. What is that cut line doing?
That cut line is pulling out the IP address from each connection. I do believe. Unless I'm hitting the
So,
wrong IP.
well, just explain to me, what is the -D for the cut command?
I don't know, I just do it.
Delimiter. Delimiter,
That's
yeah.
a word.
So that's like, hey, remember I talked to you about my little friend who likes to cut stuff? That's like drawing dotted lines. So what do I want to change into dotted lines that you're going to cut on? This space. So space is going to be the thing that separates the pieces I want. Okay? And you want to take the fourth one of those pieces.
Yeah.
Right? And then you have set on here. And what is this set doing?
I don't know, I didn't do this in my file, and it's probably not like good practice to make the IPs connectable in your log. I don't know. Because usually people like replace periods in the addresses anyway, but I wanted to see while I was here because I got the thought. I just impulsively did it.
So
See if I can
I'm not saying you're wrong, but
Yeah.
I will say let's investigate this to find out that you're wrong.
Yeah, I
So
already did.
what do you see right there?
It's replacing the first hyphen with a period. Right, I think. I don't know. See, it replaced the first hyphen, or it added one. Did it add one?
Oh, what do you see about that IP address?
That's the wrong IP address.
Yeah, you are pulling out the
address of the machine.
private IP
Internal.
address of the machine,
Well,
which is going to show up in everyone, right?
yeah.
So what we're really looking
That's
for.
what I did wrong in my program.
Is this what you do? You just randomly grab stuff?
I just don't want to count.
Just go. You can count. It's okay. You know what? You can. You're DJ. You can outsource that. You've got people for that now.
Anybody here now? Oh no.
So, did you just type GG? Oh no,
No.
my computer!
What the fuck?
Oh my
No,
goodness.
Clara, no! All right. What have you done? We've lost our life's work, guys.
Okay.
Good job.
I just can't.
All right. So use the backspace and go all the way and get rid of everything up to the auth dot law.
The backspace, the backspace, not the other.
James is like, I'm gonna make it where he never again asked me to be in control. Yeah, like, you can get banned from using my personal computer. So let's stop. Let's stop. Slow, stop.
One.
See,
13,
okay?
13,
Right.
one.
No. You don't have to count. What you need to do, assign it to somebody to count for you. Or
13.
do the crowdsource.
Can I get it from Pod 5?
Use your phone a friend and poll the audience.
I think it's 21.
Yeah.
Just create a snapshot of the VM.
Yeah, that's right. Don't worry, I now image my computer before every class.
13.
Oh, 13. Man, I tried 14 earlier. There we go. Wow.
Oh, pretty. Okay, all right. So now we're finally pulling these IP addresses out, okay? So now what do we need to do with them?
You're going to sort them.
Go sort them. What does sort do?
I don't even know. It just sorts them. I know the word. It does. It makes them like.
If I say sort these colored blocks.
It's like alphabetical order, but it's not. It's just order. It puts.
Yeah, it puts some sort of order there, right?
I don't know what order.
Like
is.
color. I only know.
But what color comes from?
And then you can use unique in the count function because it looks on top of each thing. I don't know how to describe words. It just does it.
So what unique without the C, what does it do?
It just does that and just pulls out the unique ones.
Okay, yeah, that could be very useful, right? It's good to know that if you're just like, hey, what IP addresses in general try to log in, right? So this tells you, here are all the IP addresses that tried to SSH into my machine, but they had an invalid username, right? They used the wrong username.
I had an attempt somewhere on my machine that would put the number of counts from each one to the side of it, but I felt like that was too overachieving.
Yeah,
That's exactly what we did in class, and that's what I want you to do.
Man.
Right? So the -C, unique -C, run that, okay, and hit enter. All right, so you can see the difference here. That -C adds a count of how many times that IP address tried to log in with the wrong username. Okay, and why would we care about this in cybersecurity? If an IP address tried to log in one time with a username that wasn't valid, is that concerning to us?
No.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever typed your new username wrong when you're trying to log in?
37 times to my record.
Yeah. So one time, 2 times, maybe 3 times you type your username wrong because you're like, oh, maybe I just got the password wrong and it doesn't tell you invalid username, right? But 27 times, you're either really persistent or you're trying to hack this thing, right? So this is what we're looking at. So we're concerned about the things that have the highest. So we want to sort that first column. We want to sort it so that the highest numbers come first and the lowest numbers come last. So go ahead. Go ahead, substitute DJ.
There you go.
Yeah, I get
There we
really
go.
scared typing an R and an N because I'm dyslexic and it might be an RM.
You're like,
So-
I don't like registered nurses.
Yeah. Get out of here.
All right. So there's one thing that substitute DJ does different than normal DJ does. Has anybody figured it out?
He doesn't explain anything.
He's not typing it
Wait.
to
Normal
less.
DJ doesn't explain, or a substitute DJ?
He's not typing it to less.
Exactly. Why does DJ, the real authentic DJ, why does he pipe stuff to less when he gets in the way?
I don't know. I
Man.
It's because DJ is used to working with huge data sets.
Yeah.
And DJ doesn't like to have all of that huge data set pumped right to the terminal because you can exhaust the number of things you can go back in the terminal. I can't see it. If I pipe it to less, I can look through the data systematically, page by page or line by line. If I pipe something that has 10,000 lines to, just do me a favor, type cat auth.log real quick.
I'm glad you have an auth.log.
Right? So try to go up now. Scroll up with the mouse and see. Yeah. Right? Look at all that crap. Is that easy to look through? Can I search through that? And it gets cut off. I can't even get all the way to the top. But now, if I do less auth.log, and I know I showed you guys this before, or you could do that the long way.
Well,
right?
I didn't want to spend my time typing. Come on.
I understand. You're not lazy. You're efficient.
In that case, instead of typing clear, just do Control L.
Oh wow.
Life changing.
Crazy.
Right? So here is the file, and this gives me everything. I can go all the way back up to the top. This is from the very beginning when this auth.log file was created. And so I'm piping it to less, and less is a utility that holds it all in there so I can go up and down in it. So I can scroll down with the mouse, I can do page up, I can do page down. I guess we're done with that then. That one, right? Okay, so hit the up arrow really quickly and let's see that last command that we used.
Oh.
Whew,
Sorry.
man, I definitely am not going to give you a gun. I'm like, now hold your gun up slightly.
Oh.
All right, thank you, James. Everybody, let's have a round of applause for James. I appreciate it. It's not easy being the one up here typing in front of everyone. Okay, so instead of the results, I want to look at that line, okay? So if you are doing, like some people do, where you skip the programming class and you don't come to class and you just watch the videos and you're like, hey, I'm going to put this exact line, let me tell you that this is not how I would normally do that line. And if I see that all you're doing is copy-pasting crap that you see on these videos, that ain't going to be enough, folks. It ain't going to be enough. Go ahead.
Was this the last part?
No.
This
This was the part where this was actually, I think, the first thing you're supposed to do was which IP address is logged in with invalid
Just
users,
throwing it
right?
off with mine because I was like, wait a second, I'm
Okay.
getting
So this one, the one we haven't done yet is let's figure out which usernames, which bad usernames people are trying to log in with. Okay? And James, since you just had to be up here, now you get to recall back who was heckling you the most. You get to pick someone to come up and be substitute DJ.
DJ.
Can't be DJ. Can't be DJ. Can't be Keith.
Oh man.
Keith is my main heckler. I think
Sweet, that's a free ticket to heckle.
Yeah.
AT in the class. You suck. Is JT even in the class? I feel like
JT, he picks you.
Oh my gosh.
you
I
got this.
gotta do this?
Yeah, you got it.
pick you.
Oh God.
Let him take the wheel. I believe in him.
God can't help you now. It's straight Linux skills.
Oh.
All right, so here's what you're going to do. You've got pieces to this line, right?
Mm-hmm.
What you're going to do now, JT, is we need you to get the actual usernames, the invalid usernames that people were using. Now, I'll get you started and walk you through the first part of this, okay? So hit the up arrow.
Okay.
The first thing you always want to do is look at the data. So delete everything back to that first pipe.
First.
Yes, backspace key is your friend. Now, in this, you're still going to see stuff, but don't pay attention to it. Now type in less, and what this is going to do is it's going to give us all those matches for failed password for invalid user, and we're going to examine the data and figure out what field we want to extract. So go ahead and hit enter.
Sure this thing won't blow up?
I'm not sure because I don't know what James did when he was there, but we'll try.
Hopefully not.
Hit enter. Okay, all right. So what do we see, JT? As you're looking at this data, if we're supposed to be pulling, we're supposed to be pulling the invalid usernames from here. What field is the invalid username? Highlight it for me with the mouse. Double click on it.
Invalid username, got it. I gotta go scroll through this though, don't I?
No. Each line contains one invalid username that was
This is
used.
what I thought the last one was.
Failed password for invalid user. Invalid user admin. That's the line. So double click and highlight one of
I
them.
know it's gas station.
Like that?
Double click on that.
Oh.
Okay.
Are you trying to
So,
follow me over there again?
Which field does he want to keep? Dawson.
Yeah.
Which field does he want to keep?
He wants to keep field number 13.
Incorrect.
What we're doing?
Swing and a miss. We're moving on.
Class started?
Yeah.
11.
11. Right. Okay. So hit Q.
You?
Yeah. Hit Q to quit, and that gets you out of less.
Okay.
Hit your up arrow again.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you can cheat and use work that James did. If you look above, so hit your up arrow again. It'll get you your old command.
Ooh.
And now, if you want to keep this, this should be fine. You're just going to go change which field you want to keep.
Ooh.
So which field do you want to keep?
11.
Okay. And now let's look through the rest of our stuff to make sure that makes sense. So first thing that I recommend is if you're ever going to pipe stuff, you notice we have a pipe, then a pipe, then a pipe, then a pipe, then a pipe. And the last thing we checked was that auth.log where it says, right? So go ahead and hit enter.
Okay.
Okay. And then hit Q really quickly. So that looks like what we might end up with, right? But hit Q. Okay. We want to check at each stage and make sure it's what we expect. So hit the up arrow.
Whoopsie.
The other up arrow.
There we go.
Right. And now, what's the last thing that you used less to take a look at it and check it?
The 11.
Look up above two commands ago. All right. You did the grep-i, failed password for invalid user, auth.log, and then less, right? So you looked at that output. Before you pass something, before you let a tool pass it along to the next tool, you want to inspect it and make sure it's what you think it should be. So let's go to the left of less. We're going to pop right over here. Right?
Less.
And now delete that all the way back until where it says, keep that sed command. So delete cut. Hit the backspace until you delete cut.
No.
Bye-bye.
We're good. All right. Now what we're doing here is we're saying, okay, the next step after that auth.log was sed. And tell me again, JT, what is that sed line right there doing?
The sed line, it's going through every line that has that slash.
Close.
Oh, the couple of slashes. Or is it 3 slashes?
All right, you can phone a friend. It can't be me, it can't be Keith, and it can't be James. The three people that I know were paying attention.
I'm not paying attention. I'm training a machine learning model.
I choose them?
He needs to
That's
know
what I
what
was
it
in
says.
trouble.
What is that said? What is that little said piece doing right there?
Said
Oh,
it's
talking about
cutting,
terrorists.
spaces
No,
out
well,
and
that too.
Faces, huh?
What's matter?
Like, try to be very articulate with what exactly it's doing.
Probably should.
So why do I want you to be articulate? Because it tells me that you really understand it, right? I believe you understand it, John. You're getting close there, but you want to be very specific about what it's doing. So what specifically is this set command doing?
So basically, what it's doing is, so it's basically copying like spaces, just like
Got him.
out of it to like this is easier.
All right. So sed works like find and replace. Okay? If you've ever used Control H for like Notepad or Word or something, that's find and replace. And that's what sed does. Okay? This S means substitute. And then you do a slash, and then it's, what are you substituting? Well, you're looking for this pattern, 2 spaces. If you find 2 spaces, replace it with 1 space. That's what this sed line is doing. So if we hit enter here and look at that, it may not look different to us, but that's because we probably didn't see the 2 spaces some places that they might have been, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to repeat this pattern where we say that looks good. Right there, that data looks good. Now let's go, we'll keep that cut, and let's check out the output from this piece. And what we expect to see here is the same output, but we expect it to be sorted. Oh wait, no, we didn't, sorry. We need to check this cut, right? So what we expect to see here, well, we're cutting out the 11th field, which was the username, right? The invalid username that was used. So we expect to see a list of usernames, right? Do we expect there to only be one instance or the username to show up only one time? No. This is every single time somebody tried to log in with a bad username, what username did they use? So there could be repeats here. So go ahead and enter.
Okay.
Let's see if that's what we're getting. Does that look like a list of usernames?
It does.
It does. All right. So now we need to make sure that we have a unique count. So how many times was each username used? Okay, hit the up arrow.
Oh, is it? I think
Okay.
it's something with the sort arrow, right? Sort.
Passwords.
Hit the up arrow again.
Oh,
Right? So we're sorting it. We know sort works. We don't necessarily have to check that here. We could to make sure it's doing what we want. Unique -C and then sort RN. Now that sort RN, is that something we should use here? What, John or JT, what does the -RN option for sort do?
It means to return down the amount of users that appear, like the number.
Well, you just whiffed it right there. Missed it. But
Ugh.
that's okay. So R means to do something, and N means to do something separately. So you can phone a friend if you want to.
Harsh.
Okay, it's really important,
President, you gotta help me
right?
out.
So you guys are probably have turned in homework that uses these commands. It's really important that you understand what's happening because I'm going to have you guys explain. I'm going to expect comments on every single line when you turn in the big assignment for this. Right? So I'm posting.
Assignment so I can get started on it.
Say again.
The N sorts it numerically. Oh, what does the R do? No idea.
It reverses.
Yeah, there you go.
So
There you go.
instead,
You got it.
instead of smallest to largest, it goes largest.
We got told we can't
Manhandle,
speak.
man.
You're right.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
It does
reverse.
It's okay. It's all right. You can, right?
Reverse means R means reverse and N means number.
So, okay, so R is to put the results in reverse order, so highest number first, and N means numerically. Are we even sorting numbers at this point? Are we sorting names?
Yeah. So what's the point of that?
We're actually sorting numbers now. Because unique -C, right?
Oh.
Up until that point, we had a list of names,
You got it.
but the unique -C puts numbers in there, right? So let's hit enter real quick.
I must be blind as a bat.
It's okay. You know, I know it's kind of hard sometimes when you guys aren't driving, and that's why I'm doing this new thing to put you in the driver's seat. Okay.
I don't want to
So
drive.
you got your Linux learner's permit here, right?
Yay.
I'm more of like bicycle civilization, go to cars.
It's all right. I need to get a little sticker that says student driver to put on the. I need to put that on the back of the terminal, right?
Put that on my computer.
On the computer.
No,
Yeah.
no, no, just have it.
All right. So,
Like a little
all right,
message every
JT, standing between you and the freedom of not being in DJ's seat is explaining to me what we're looking at for this final output. What is this?
That's the those are the usernames, and in front of the usernames you get to see the number of times they appear, or at least they're counted.
All right, you are free. You are liberated.
Yay,
Your nightmare is over.
We're living.
Okay, so let's see. All right, so
Yeah, I bought this card for you too.
this is what we want. So in this first one,
No, I bought
this
it.
first assignment, all I really need you to do
I think it's a good card.
is give me these things here, okay? And remember, I'm asking you to give me the command that you used and explain each part of the command, okay? Now, when I assign this, this is something I'm taking from 477 and moving it into this, which I hope will become part of IS 310. So what I get sometimes from people, and their version of explain the command, right, is they'll give this command here and they'll say, this command takes an auth.log file, pulls out the invalid usernames, counts them, and sorts them.
You're calling me out on all my turn-ins right now.
Well, I haven't graded anything yet, so. All right, so is that a good way to explain what this line is doing?
No.
Yeah. It's explaining high level what it does. But what I ask for is explain each part of the command. Okay? It's good to say what the overall command itself is doing so that people know. Just like if you have a program, you wouldn't want to just explain each module. You want to say overall what the program is designed to do. But I'm also asking you to tell me what each little part means. And it's important that you understand what each little part is doing. Why is that important? Why is DJ
security?
Huh?
Isn't that like bad security to like explain what every piece of the code's doing for somebody that gets it?
No, it's Kirchhoff's principle. The security of your system should not rely on people not understanding how it works. Right? The security of your system should not rely on people not knowing how it works, because the second the enemy knows how it works, you're cooked. That's how you secure your
That's
website.
considered security through obscurity, which is a failed security.
I hide my key to my house under a fake dog poo in the front yard. Okay? That's fine. But once the enemy discovers that, now we're in trouble. If I say, oh, I hide my key in a little lockbox that's around the door handle, right? A lot of places do that. Does my security now rely on the enemy not knowing how it works? No, they know that the key is inside that box. Now my security relies on them not having watched the lockpicking lawyer to see that you can get into those in like 20 seconds, right? So, but the security of your system should not rely on the enemy not knowing how to use it. So explaining what your program's doing is not a bad idea, unless you're a company who doesn't want other people to have your source code, right? This is why I hate Mac and I like Linux. And we went into how Red Hat is becoming more like Mac.
That was about 7 years
Yeah.
started. Red Hat
Yeah,
nowadays.
because they're not releasing that source code anymore. So
Move to Fedora. Or they just give all their like
Woo,
freebies.
all right. I did not want to activate the Linux nerd in everyone, right? So let's back off that. But what I'm saying is, I need to be convinced that you really understand what's going on here. I don't give a flip if you have a program that works. I'll be honest with you. I give a flip about you understanding what's going on, so sometime when you need to do something else, you're going to understand what's happening. If you turn in a program to me that's absolutely amazing and does everything, and it's beautiful output, the most beautiful output I've ever seen, it outputs a PDF, and then it uploads it to a website and puts it into a database that I can search historically how many attempts by what username there's been. Oh, perfect, perfect, perfect. If you don't tell me what's going on, a 0. Because I really care right now about you guys actually learning how to use these tools and knowing what's going on. What's going to happen is sometime, this happens to people that I know. I will have somebody come to me and say like, hey, I have this program that does this thing. And I'll say, oh, cool, let me see it. And I will look at their program and I'll say, what is this line doing? They're like, I don't know. I found that on Stack Exchange. Why do I have a problem with you just finding a line on the internet, a line of code on the internet somewhere and using it?
They could be malicious.
Like,
Absolutely.
oh yes.
What do you say?
It's what really stresses me out is like there's so many like Python libraries I use. I have no idea what I'm actually downloading. I just use it. And I would really enjoy them to give better options for documentation in the pip libraries. Because a lot of those, like, we use them and they just, like the OS, for example, like, even the one just to run operating system commands into your Linux terminal, it's like, hasn't been inspected in like 10 years.
Okay, let's not destroy everybody's hope for security in the whole wide world, okay? We're not trying to blow that up. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like, so let me give you an example. Let me give you an example, right? When I worked at NSA, we got a report of some people, I'm not going to say what agency they worked for, who were high-level officials at this agency, were invited to a party at the Russian embassy. They cleared it with the State Department, and they went to this party. When they went to this party, they were given a gift bag. This gift bag had lots of cool, expensive stuff in it. One thing that it had in there was a 128 gigabyte flash drive, which might not seem big to you, but that cost around $250 back then. These people went to the Russian embassy, were given a flash drive from the Russians, and were using them. What's wrong with this picture? Somebody tell me.
Nobody tested it.
You don't, first of all, like, I feel like it's safer to get it from the Russian government than it would be like some teenager on the street. But
Actually, no.
I would strongly disagree with that.
Actually, no. Because if you get it from a teenager on the street, the likelihood that it has something on there that you're not going to be able to detect is pretty low. The Russians are good at cyber. They can make a flash drive that most people are not going to be able to detect what's going on that thing. The Russians are good. They have very, very good tradecraft. Okay? Right? But people do this all the time too. I see people go on to Amazon and they're like, oh, I need to buy this little SD card reader. And instead of saying, oh, the Belkin one is $30, but here's this
Chinese ripoff.
Here's this high key or this Ufong one that's $11. I'm going to get the Ufong one. You don't have any freaking clue what's going on there. I had to go help somebody at church. They had this really nasty virus on there. You know how they got it? They bought one of these cheap tech things from China, and it had a URL for them to go to download the drivers for it. And the drivers for it had a virus in it.
Wait, why would you need drivers for a flash
Bonus
drive?
free software.
It was an SD card.
Look,
Some of it's proprietary.
the best RF reader I've ever found is a cheap knockoff from China that I paid half the price of the original.
All right. So, to wrap that up, guys, I want you to understand what is in this code. It profiteth you nothing. There's absolutely no value in you having a program that works if you don't understand the components of that program. Most of the things that I have done in my life that have been majorly successful, I've taken pieces of code that other people have written and brought them together. My dissertation was actually a sequence of things that other people had done that I put together in a single process. And I had to understand what the input going in was, how it was getting manipulated, what was coming out, take that output, format it so it could be input for the next thing, understand what's going on. You have to understand what's going on. You have to. You might be able to fool me and you'll turn something in, and DJ doesn't grade anything until the last week of class, and then he goes, it's like, okay, got a program, works, okay, good job. But you're going to screw yourself over. You have this class now, you have the time now, you have the resources now to learn. I'm not going super fast through this stuff. There's plenty of time for you to take the time and actually learn this. I will go a little bit faster in the coming weeks because I'm going to expect that you guys know these things, and I'm not going to slow down and tell you that this said line is replacing a parenthesis with apostrophe or something, right? Because I'm going to expect you guys know this. Sort, unique, you guys are learning these things. I'm going to expect that you kind of know them, and we're going to move a little faster. But I should be able to pull any of you up here at any time and ask you what's going on, and you should have at least a 90% idea of what's happening up there. Because I go through very slowly and very methodically, and I explain. All right, before I turn the recording off, I know we're 3 minutes over, but does anybody have any questions for me?
I have so many, DJ.
All right, well, we can take them offline. Go ahead.
So, like for the last like 2 or 3 classes, will you go over like the test out exam and like
That's what I was asking.
just like, hey, this is what it'll be like. This is
So
what you
I
should
won't.
study.
So we don't need 3 classes for that. But
Or like
we can talk in about 20 minutes. We can talk about what the test out exam is going to be like.
They have a
Yeah.
practice test too.
Yeah,
So how good is the practice?
the
test?
practice test is very accurate to the real
Yeah.
thing. So what you do in the practice test will be the same layout you'll have when you take the exam.
That's a legit company. They're pretty good. I like
They're
them.
really good about it, and if you do this,
When are we
CompTIA,
gonna
they're
get the
really
IP addresses to
Okay, that's
get
good to know.
Are you talking about like?
If you're ready for it now, I can give it to you.
Okay, you just want me to send you a message when I'm ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when do we
I'll
have
probably,
to take it?
I'll work that
CompTIA
this
gives
week.
the practice
So,
exams for
yeah.
everyone to buy.
Yeah, you can just DM me. I'll take you 2 seconds. All right. So Harsh had a question. When do we have to take the test out exam? You have to take it by the time the final for this class is scheduled, which will be sometime during finals week. You can take it whenever you're ready. When you've completed test out and you're ready to take the exam, you just have to tell me and I'll get it scheduled for you. All right.
For the AWS logs, are you wanting us to sort those in there?
What do you mean when you say sort those numerically?
Like, you want us to do like how we did it in the practice script today, where it's greatest to lowest?
That's helpful. And I'm not going to ding you if you don't have that in these little intermediate assignments. But just think about like how would you want the data to be formatted if you were the one getting that report, right? And you certainly would want to know which IP addresses. So it's the case. I may want to know chronologically, right?
Okay.
And that way maybe I'm doing an investigation and I want to see which IP addresses people might be scrolling through. But for this, I would prefer it sorted numerically by number of attempts. Reverse numerically by number of attempts. So in other words, highest number of attempts first. All right, you guys are free. I can't hold you any longer.
You
Let's stop recording. Now we're going to talk about all you people at home. So get FOMO and be paranoid. Love you guys.